Saturdays.
Oh, you guys got your own thing on Saturday?
Yeah, 10 to 12.
Raw thoughts.
Good.
Raw thoughts, right?
Yeah.
What do you guys talk about?
Music, pop culture, sports.
Shit.
Yeah.
It's probably.
I'm happy for y'all. Y'all doing your thing, bro. I'm serious, dude. For real.
Check the mics real quick.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yo.
You ready?
Hey, Tyron, you wouldn't happen to have a plug, right? A brick, like a USB brick plug?
Oh, you can use this one. Alright, I might start.
Okay. You're listening to the Sports Cycle on 105.1 Live. I'm your host, Tim McCain, and today we have a very special guest, Gage Kirkland, 5-0 kickboxer in the building.
Yo, what up?
How you doing, brother?
Not too bad, man.
Yes, sir, man. Glad for you to come on, man. When did your passion for the fight game begin?
That's honestly like a good question. See, I really didn't start getting into fighting until I turned 18. To be honest with you, like it wasn't like a preset thing. Like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. Because I moved here 3 days after my high school graduation.
Wow.
And I wrestled in high school too, so I was like, I always wanted to get into it. I always looked into like UFC and MMA and stuff like that. But when I first moved here, the first gym I walked into was a kickboxing gym. My coach was like, oh, so you want to do MMA, huh? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, well, what can you do? First day in there, just whoops my ass, dude, kickboxing. Just kicking the shit out of me. I'm like, I don't know what to do. No takedowns, no nothing. So I was literally in a total, not in my element at all.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
getting my ass whooped. And it was like, the craziest thing about it was I wanted to keep going back and learning more and more. And that's what led me down my path to kickboxing.
I got you. So why not go to like a regular MMA gym and have that? I mean, because you already had that wrestling experience in high school. What was some of your wrestling experience in high school?
Well, I started late wrestling and sports in general. I was originally a theater kid from freshman to sophomore year.
Interesting.
So that's what I was really into. I was a thespian. So like I
Okay.
loved that kind of stuff. But when I moved, I switched high schools my junior year. We moved back to be closer to my grandparents because I had a baby sister, my mom did. So as soon as we moved, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go join the wrestling team. Like, this is always something I wanted to do. Like, my uncle wrestled in high school. Good. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go try this out. Get on the mat the first day, and I just fell in love with it. It was like a passion. It was like, I'm like grinding. And that's something I love doing. I've always like pushing myself past what I know I can push myself in everything I do.
Interesting. So what was your experience fighting, wrestling as a high school kid coming in a junior year, because you didn't have the same experience that other wrestlers had? What was that experience like for you?
It was definitely, I would say, one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, because you're in there in a mat room with juniors and seniors who have most likely been wrestling for 8 years of their life, starting when they're young. So as soon as you get in there, you're just getting the floor wiped with you. My junior year, that's what it really was. It was all about getting experience. I made varsity my junior year, which was pretty cool. I mean, coming in, not knowing what you're doing, really.
Absolutely.
So my junior year, didn't do too good. And then my senior year, that's when I was top 10 in the county in Florida.
Wow.
And I was captain on my team. So it was like a major jump from coming in as like not knowing anything about wrestling to my senior year of jumping up to that level.
So explain the transition, the growth. Like, what are some of the things that you learned from your junior year to have the success where you were the top 10 in your county? Like, what was that like?
It was like mostly my work ethic though, because as people know, like wrestling's an all-year sport.
Absolutely.
From start to finish. So as soon as wrestling season got done, we're still in the mat room, we're still grinding. Summer hits around, I wasn't out just goofing off. I mean, I was a little bit, but we were going to off-season tournaments. We were trying to stay in shape and just keep learning and growing. I mean, these off-season tournaments, like, they're nothing serious. It's mostly kids that are doing the same thing you're doing, trying to get better. But that's where, like, you learn the most about yourself, because you're not with your team, per se. You're going out there one-on-one, you and a couple of your boys on the team.
Yeah.
You're going out there and just trying to get better and better every time. So it's not even like you're grinding for a goal. You're just grinding to get better.
That's interesting. So transitioning from wrestling to kickboxing, I feel like I'm kind of answering my own. I'm kind of answering my own question, but do you feel like the reason why you fell in love with kickboxing like you did wrestling because you also had that curve, like it was another obstacle that you had to go through?
Yeah, absolutely. And I fell in love with it just because of how much of a chess match it really is. Like you trying to impose your will on somebody. It's almost the same thing with wrestling. Just now you're adding a higher degree of risk to it.
Interesting. A higher degree.
Degree.
Why is kickboxing a higher degree
Than wrestling?
Yes.
Because you're mixing in an element of you could really get messed up doing this stuff. I mean, you're punching and kicking somebody in the head.
That's right.
I mean, you're swinging your leg around like a baseball bat, essentially. Your shins against somebody's head. Like, you'll do some damage doing that stuff.
I got you. So, do you plan on using your wrestling experience, your kickboxing experience, to transition as a mixed martial artist, or do you want to be a professional kickboxer?
Well, that's what I'm doing right now, actually. And I am planning on going to MMA right now.
MMA.
I'm training with Ty right now, Primal.
Ty.
Or not Primal, at Matrix, my bad.
Matrix
Yeah,
MMA.
Matrix.
What has that experience been? Because, I've been to Matrix a couple of times. They got dogs over there. They got killers at Matrix. So just explain your time at Matrix MMA and just some of the friendships that you developed.
Well, I've already known a lot of the guys because I would always go and, not necessarily with Ty, but a lot of guys that Ty has over there used to go train at Primal. So I would always, see faces. I'd go over there and train, like spar-wise. It's because it's always good to get new looks. And at the gym I was at, I had a wonderful kickboxing coach. But I felt like it was my time because there was not a lot of guys that were in there that were fighters. So it wasn't put me in the mindset of fighting every day.
Okay.
More so as learning every day. I was learning something every day and trying new things every day. But I wanted to start making my transition because, like I told you when I first walked into that gym, I always wanted to do MMA. There's more money in it for smaller guys my size.
Absolutely.
And it allows me to infuse everything together and make it a more beautiful thing. Oh, you're adding wrestling, you're kickboxing, you're getting jiu-jitsu. You're learning all these things. It's a constant growth. So right now over there, it's like awesome because I'm learning every day I'm in there. For example, I went and trained yesterday. I'm telling you right now, I was tired as shit just grappling. I was like, Ty, when are we going to do some striking? He's like, no, we ain't striking today. You're grappling the whole time.
That's crazy. But I've also seen you train like at a Smoother boxing gym as well.
Yeah,
yeah. What is it like over there training at Smoother? I gotta go over there one time. Shout out to Smoother boxing.
He's at my gym, my old kickboxing gym. And Rich is, honestly, I will tell you hands down, probably the best boxing coach in Greensboro. I would even put in North Carolina. Rich is that good.
I believe he's one of them. Shout out to Daniel Edward. He's one of the best ones too. He's
Absolutely.
Sensation. He's one of the best too. But I've seen a couple of your fights. It was the 2019 IKF fighting championship, East Coast semifinals, and then also the championships. The first fight, you beat him hands down first minute. Excellent fight. The next fight, it was a championship-worthy fight.
Right.
Explain both of those fights and what you learned about yourself.
Well, and that's funny because I won the spring and the fall classic.
Oh wow.
Both of them that year. So, but for the fights you were talking about right there, my first fight I came into, good opponent, came out there. I was kind of sitting back letting him do what he wanted to do. Okay. If you notice in that video, for the first 20 seconds, I'm letting him chase me. I'm letting him try and look.
The semifinal one, correct?
Yeah, I want to see what he's doing. I want to see what he's going to come out with, if he's going to come out pushing, because I have a very aggressive style of fight.
Okay.
I'm in your face.
Yes.
But I wanted to see if he was going to try that on me. So he did. So, he's backing me up a little bit, but I'm throwing counters the whole time. So we're circling around. He push kicks me. He keeps throwing the leg kick after every combination. So I'm timing it now at this point. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get ready for another leg kick. So he throws a little combo, leg kicks me, tries to throw another leg kick. I caught it, engaged it into the clinch, kneed him right up against the ropes, hit him with the same combo 2 times in a row. The first one stunned him. It was 3-2. Bop, bop. Second one dazed him with the second 3 I hit him with. And then a 2 just cleaned him right on the kitchen.
That right hand. That right hand finished him, man. He was on the road.
And if you notice, the crowd didn't even know what to do. They weren't expecting nobody to get knocked out. They just started clapping. I thought it was like a different feeling, because I've never knocked somebody out before.
Wow.
You're sitting there, you're expecting oh, man, this whole place is about to get electrified.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh man,
I'm like, and then as soon as that happened, everybody's just clapping because they didn't know what to do.
Wow, kickboxing is totally different than boxing, man. People just don't get knocked
I
out.
guess so. I was hoping it was gonna get hype in there.
Yo,
I
that's
started yelling around, walking around, puffing out my chest.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And then after that, so both those fights were in the same night.
Right.
So after that, I'm on like cloud nine, dude. I'm on adrenaline high. Walk down, because I've been in this situation before. You have to sit around and wait for about an hour and a half. So you get done, we're sitting around, and then it's about time for me to go out for the final fight. And man, that was like one of the most hardest things, was motivating myself to warm up, because I was just like, I felt like really drained. Like I wasn't necessarily tired. I mean, I literally only went a minute and 30 seconds with the dude. But like all that adrenaline just surging through your body, like I was so hyped up, I had to like force myself to get into that mindset. So I'm warming up in the back, and I could already tell I was going to come out slow in the first. I already kind of knew I was going to come out slow. And sure enough, first round, he's kind of doing whatever he wants.
He was going crazy.
Oh, yeah, he was going crazy. He was clinching me, and I also wasn't expecting to come out there against a 6-foot dude. But
You didn't know?
no, I didn't know he was 6 foot. No, and he watched my fight, because he was sitting over in the rafters, so he seen, this dude, I can't stand up with this dude like that. I'm going to have to work the clinch a little bit. So that's exactly what he tried to do, and sure enough, man, I mean, I just wanted it more than him and just outgrinded him in that fight.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, where did you get your fight style from? Like, and when did you become comfortable in that fight style as a kickboxer, the learning curve?
I would say, even before I started fighting my amateur fights I've had, I was doing point competitions. So like going to different gyms and going to different competitions, sparring with people I didn't know. It's essentially a sparring match. But like I didn't look at it that way. I would always look at it like, I want to go in here and like destroy this dude, because like you're obviously not going to do that to somebody at your gym. You're training with those people every day.
Right.
I don't want to do that.
They're your boys.
Right. They're people you train with. So every time we go out to those, it would just like it would click, like something would click. Like I've always been an aggressive fighter. Like I'm gonna be in your face. I'm gonna be pushing the pace. I like to dictate the pace of the way to fight. I'm gonna try and tire you out.
Interesting.
And like for example, a lot of times when I'm sparring, I try and bring that out too. Oh, you leg kick me? Okay, I'm gonna keep giving it back to you, but 10 times harder. That's what you want to do.
Interesting.
That's the way I approach things,
I got
even
you.
with a fight.
So, were you always naturally that way as a fighter? And who are also some of the fighters that you grew up watching that also had that similar style that you liked?
Well, one of my favorite, I didn't really get into start watching boxing until I was about 18, but Arturo Gatti, that's one of my favorite boxers to watch.
He's a legend.
And it's like, I feel like that's almost the same kind of mentality I like to fight with.
Interesting.
Definitely, and you've even seen this, like, I'm all about the entertainment aspect too.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to sit there and put on no, boring ass fight. Nobody wants to see that.
No one wants to see boring fights.
No.
Absolutely not.
Because I know personally as a fan, I don't want to see two guys just sitting there in a ring when you're kickboxing, just fucking jabbing and leg kicking. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
I've never been that way. I'm gonna come out there and try and clean your head off. That's what I'm gonna try and do.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's one of the issues. That's one of the reasons why the casual fan does not like boxing as much.
Right.
Because you see, like back in the day, you had boxers, and you say you started watching boxing when you were 18. You saw Arturo Gatti. If you watch some of the 80s, 70s, 60s style boxers, I think a perfect fight for you to see is Aaron Pryor versus I believe that's his name, Aaron Pryor versus Alexis Arguello. Okay, those guys for as many rounds as it was, they don't take any breaks.
Right.
All they do is go ham. Whereas boxing now, unfortunately, people don't fight till the 4th round.
Well, it's not even that. My issue with boxing is nowadays it's not the best fighting the best. It's a lot of padding records and selecting opponents. That is something that I don't like. That's why a lot of people have kind of turned their eyes away from boxing and they've gone to MMA, because you're seeing the best dudes fight each other and one sole man controlling those matchups. Oh, you're the best in the world? You're going to fight him then. You're not getting away from it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I do think that there's too much padding going on between boxing. I do think boxing is still a great sport. It's an excellent sport.
Absolutely.
I love boxing.
I respect any boxer.
But you're right. There is this thing. But I think it's the Mayweather effect. Okay, it's like every fighter has to be undefeated, or if they're not undefeated, they don't have the same respect. People don't give boxers the same respect if they have an L. that they would.
Then let me ask you a question then.
Okay.
So why in MMA is it okay for Nate Diaz to have as many losses as he does, but he's still recognized as a BMF?
You know why?
Why?
Because Nate Diaz is a personality. It's not just because you even see it sometimes in the UFC, just in sports in general. Everything is the next moment. We live in the moment,
Right.
and so. But for Nate Diaz and Nick Diaz, their personalities where it's like, yo, like I'm against the man. I'm gonna shut you up. Like the whole thing that he said about Conor McGregor, you take it for everything I work
Right.
for, mother sucker.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that is beautiful. Fans love stuff like that. So Nate Diaz, and even Nate Diaz recently, I feel like people love him, but they don't even give Nate Diaz the respect he deserves because of his losses, actually. And even like Conor McGregor, people aren't giving Conor McGregor the respect because of his recent loss. So we see it in sports where people love to, in my opinion, push back against greatness when greatness loses.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but you're right. You're right. You can say Nate Diaz still has a huge following, even with the losses, because I think he's got 11. I think he's got like 11 losses. But even with that, Nate Diaz represents.
And he got starched his last fight. I was there in Madison Square Garden for that fight.
You were there.
Yeah, at MSG for Masvidal versus Diaz. Yeah. We went to New York.
That's crazy. That's
We
crazy.
met Masvidal's head coach at a bar, at a regular bar.
Well, that's what's up, man. That's what's
It
up.
was like-
I love Masvidal, especially what he did against Ben Askren. I mean, what's
You mean put him in a coffin?
put him, man,
Ship
put
him
him to
out.
sleep. Put him to sleep. If y'all don't know, the quickest knockout in UFC history, you gotta watch it. What's some of the best UFC or just MMA fights that you ever seen as a person studying that, trying to become a mixed martial artist professional?
There's a lot of them, to be honest with you. But if you want to go like recently though, just look at Max Holloway and Calvin Kattar.
Yes.
I mean, look at that performance. Like that I wouldn't say that's a great fight. I would say that's an amazing performance. There are certain fights that it might not be competitive. Both guys are in the moment. They're both pushing for it. There's great performances though. Like the dude might not get finished, but it's like great performances. So I went like a great fight. Let me try and think of one recently. You can go with the flyweights.
Yeah.
Figueiredo and Moreno.
You know what? I honestly think the lower weights don't get the same recognition that they deserve. You know what I mean? Even like Henry Cejudo, now they call himself the triple C champ. But
He had to do that though. He had to keep that division afloat, so he had to be cringeworthy. Like seriously, you got to be cringeworthy. Like you got to bring something to the table that people want to see him lose. They're like, oh, I want to see this dude get knocked out.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe the name escapes me, but actually the best flyweight, I believe he's a flyweight of all
Demetrius
time.
Johnson.
Demetrius Johnson. I don't know why the name escaped me, but he kind of like didn't have, in my opinion, he might not have sold himself enough. Okay, for yourself as a mixed martial artist, how do you see yourself when it comes to the salesmanship of the fight game? Because you got to sell yourself. Like Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz sold himself. That's one
Well,
of the
do
reasons
you
why.
want to know why he sells himself like that? Like why he sells so well?
Who,
Because
Nate?
that's Nate Diaz being Nate Diaz.
Good point.
It's all about being true to yourself, though. Like Demetrius Johnson, he was never going to go on the mic and trash talk because he's got too much respect, and he's just a nerdy, dweeby guy. He loves fighting. If you notice, and in the free time, what he's doing, he's on Twitch.
Yeah, he's big
gaming.
playing video games.
I mean,
Absolutely.
you can't be something that you aren't.
Okay.
And like Demetrius Johnson was literally an assassin.
He was.
Like,
Absolutely.
dude, he's had one of the most amazing submission finishes I've ever seen. Suplex to an armbar in the air,
Yes.
disgusting.
Absolutely.
On Ray just disgusting.
Absolutely. It's incredible. It's incredible. So
I didn't even think he lost that fight to
Triple
Henry
C.
Cejudo, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you could argue that. I think because they fought twice. If
He
y'all
won
know,
the first
he
fight.
won the first one hands down.
Starched him.
The second one, to me, it could have been either or.
That takedown did it for him when he took him down in
Yeah.
the fifth round. That's what did it for him.
That's what did it for him.
But
So
DJ was just eating him up on the feet, though. He kept.
Yeah.
Did you see his leg after that fight? Cejudo's
yeah,
leg.
yeah, I did. But you know what? For me, what made Cejudo great in my opinion, not only was that fight, but the fight that he fought against Marlon Morelos. If y'all watch that fight, that's pure greatness.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, so if you were to fight and Henry Cejudo, how would you fight?
How would I fight him?
How would you fight a Henry Cejudo?
I mean, he's good striking. He has really good wrestling. I mean, that's something. I don't even know where a hole in his game is when it comes to either aspect of wrestling, or like jiu-jitsu wise and striking. He has no holes. You gotta go. You just gotta go in there and attack him. And you gotta fight your fight. When it comes to a guy like that, there is no game plan when it comes to a dude like that. Like, do you really think you got a game plan when you fight a John Jones?
Oh no.
What are you gonna do?
No, there is none. People are still trying to figure out how to beat John Jones, and the only way to beat John Jones is John
Getting
Jones.
disqualified.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Or the whole issue with the steroid thing. But even to me, even if he didn't take any steroids, I still think he would be the best.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So I feel like the steroid thing, unfortunately, kind of it takes away from his legacy, at least from the detractors.
Well, like let me ask you a good question here. Who do you think the GOAT is in MMA?
Oh, definitely John Jones. I believe John Jones is the greatest of all time. Okay, but there's a lot of them. You could say George St. Pierre-Paul.
That's what I was gonna say. I would say
Why is George?
GSP.
Why is GSP?
I mean, look at the quality of opponents he was fighting them.
That's a good point.
Now, I will say GSP definitely did lose that last fight. Before he fought Bisping, he lost that last fight to Hendricks, though. He did.
But when he fought against Bisping, he was older. You know what I'm saying?
And he moved up to 185.
But also Bisping, I think Bisping, if y'all don't know, Bisping also had a lot of issues. I think he had like a cracked rib in that fight.
Yeah, but GSP had something wrong with his intestines, bro.
Oh, I don't care.
Did you ever see why he looked so bloated in that fight?
He did look bloated.
He had that thing with his intestines. He had an infection in his intestines.
Okay.
And still fought.
See that? Okay, that's crazy. Why do fighters? I mean, I guess it just happens. Like when you're a fighter or when you're an athlete in general, you always go through injuries. But if it's injuries like broken ribs, cracked ribs or intestine issues, why would a fighter even fight? What? How much? If you had an injury, would it matter to you the severity of the injury, or would you just be like, okay, this injury is too much?
I feel like it might be a combination of things. I really think you have to look at who it's against,
Okay.
the situation it is. Like, are you fighting for a belt? Or are you fighting for a number one contender spot? What situation are you in?
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, like, when you say, oh, he has a broken rib, you know Bisping only has one eye too, right?
Yeah.
Like, so he fights constantly with only having one eye.
Absolutely.
If you think about it that way. So he's used to
Savage.
persevering through that. Yo, dude, you ever seen that fight with Anderson Silva and him?
Yes.
Savage.
Savagery.
Yes.
Savagery. I mean.
Or with Henderson. Dan Henderson.
Oh, absolutely. He's one of the best. Absolutely. You know what? The reason why he probably doesn't get the respect he deserves is because he probably wasn't a part of the social media era. Just like you could say Paul Pierce for basketball. People might not recognize Paul Pierce. People say, well, who's better, Dwayne Wade or Paul Pierce? Oh, Dwayne Wade's 100 times better than Paul Pierce. I'm like, oh, calm down.
That Celtics team was pretty nasty.
You know, that Celtics.
Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Rondo, Ray Allen.
Another example would be there was some people who were saying that Tracy McGrady would totally get destroyed by Kevin Durant. It would be like if they scored 1 out of 10. If they scored out of 10, it would be 10-3, because he wasn't a part of the social media area. But if you watch Tracy McGrady play basketball, you know it would have been a tougher game than that.
I think it's tough for anybody to play KD one-on-one though. In general, though.
KD, LeBron will get him. LeBron will get him. Oh.
I would take KD in that.
You would take KD? What's your favorite basketball team, man? You got a favorite team? Yeah.
Well, I'm from Florida. I rep everything Florida. I'm
Okay.
a Bucks fan, Rays fan, Lightning fan. The only sport that I will not rep any Florida team is basketball. I go for the Bulls.
Why not the Miami Heat?
Even when they had LeBron and stuff like that. No.
Why? What was the problem with Miami Heat? Why were you a Bulls fan?
Well, you also forgetting the Magic too. I could have been a Magic.
You
fan.
could have, but yeah, well, it's the Magic.
Hey, they had a good year when they had Howard.
They had a couple good years. Okay, that's true.
You know, like they
That's
went
true.
to the finals.
They did go to the finals, but you know who was going to win that? You
The
know who was
Lakers.
going to win.
Yeah, we
you know
already
who was
knew
going to
that.
win. I'm a Lakers fan. I knew who was
I've
going
always
to
been
win.
a Bulls fan. It wasn't even because of Jordan. It wasn't even because of Jordan. It was mostly because when I started watching basketball, it was mostly because of Derrick Rose, to be honest with you. I was a huge D Rose fan.
Yo, Derrick Rose
Youngest MVP ever.
would have been a Hall of Famer if he had never have injured his knees. You know,
I agree with that. I mean, that man, just think about it, if they measured his speed, he's faster than Westbrook coming down the court. Just think of that.
But he's faster, but Westbrook had that, he's got that strength, that physique. And, I mean, when you watch
D Rose was pretty aggressive and strong, too, coming down.
He was strong, I ain't gonna lie. He was strong, but also he was smooth. He was a little bit smoother than
and
Russell
he could shoot the ball
Westbrook.
better, too.
Yeah,
He could shoot the ball better.
Yeah, he could shoot the ball a little bit better. Both weren't natural shooters,
No.
but I would just say for me, if I were to look, because some people ask, I always ask this question: who would win, prime for prime, Russell Westbrook, D Rose?
I'm taking D Rose.
I'm taking D Rose.
All
Why D Rose over Russell Westbrook?
I don't know. I also think Derrick Rose has just a way better basketball IQ, too.
Interesting.
If you ever thought, like, think about it.
Okay.
D Rose was operating a whole team by himself.
I
In
mean-
their prime now.
I mean, he had a
was at
squad
KD.
though. He had Carlos Boozy, he had Joakim Noah, like
Kyle Korver.
Kyle Korver was decent, man.
He was a shooter though.
He was a shooter, you know?
But he had like key pieces around him, but they weren't necessarily another superstar though.
Agreed. That's a good point.
So like, and you're talking about also of the point guard taking majority of the shots and facilitating the ball a lot.
Yeah. Honestly,
I'm taking D Rose. Also.
to me, D Rose was kind of like the last version of the old school point guard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the AM1, like Kyrie Irving's kind of like that, but Kyrie Irving's not D Rose. D Rose to me represents the last era of just old school athletic dude. Like now, it just seems like the point guards of this generation are almost like shooting guards.
Pretty
You know what I mean?
much.
They're
Like
not-
you look at it like a Luka.
Oh, Luka.
Luka's
Nice.
50, but I know.
Yo, okay. So,
But you're not seeing a lot of like explosive point guards like coming in. Besides maybe you could say Ja Morant.
John
Ja's
Morant's
kind of like that,
Ja's very like that.
but with way better attributes all around with passing
Yeah.
and shooting. Like
What do you think of LaMelo Ball? You know, we in North Carolina, so we gotta rep Charlotte Hornets.
I actually like LaMelo. I think LaMelo's the best brother, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he is the best of the
Out of the Ball brothers.
out of the Ball brothers. I wanted Lonzo to be better than what he's showing right now. Be
Yeah,
honest
I've
with
always
you.
wanted LaMelo to be the best.
You always wanted LaMelo.
Always.
Did you ever watch the show, the Ball and the Family show?
Not even that. How about all the ball is life from when
That's
LaMelo
true.
was a freshman, dude,
Yeah,
playing varsity basketball, going up against essentially almost grown men.
he was in the 8th grade playing
Bro,
against high school.
Seniors. His whole career, he's been going up against grown men
Grown
everywhere
men.
he's gone.
Yes.
When he went to Lithuania,
Mhm.
grown men. When he went over to Australia at 18, he's playing 30-year-olds.
Absolutely. I mean, the only thing that you could say was the JBA. Which the JBA was nice. I followed them a little bit. The JBA, if you look at his stats, he had like 39 points, 11
Right.
assists, like 10 rebounds. It was crazy. But like you said, in Australia, that could be the new wave of basketball. You know
Well,
what
not
I
even
mean?
that. It's the G League's going to be the new wave of basketball.
True.
If you really think about it, I mean, they're going to start off paying them, and they're going to be going against. I mean, there's some big names that are in the G League
Absolutely.
and grown men. So
Well, that's the one thing. That's the one thing that's I think is interesting too when it comes to basketball is like, so college basketball, you know, it's supposed to give you the experience of going against other kids your own age, and you're developing to be potentially either a good basketball player as a pro, a great basketball player, or just get another
I
job.
feel like it's a lot more team oriented too. It's
College
a lot
basketball?
more ball movement and a lot more less shooting
Yeah.
per se. It's a lot more trying to work it into the paint,
Exactly.
and it's a lot better ball movement
Yeah.
in college.
But I think the difference though is when you take these young kids, and this could be an issue with the G League because I like the G League. I think honestly they should get rid of the one and done.
Right.
They should have just high school, and I think that would, and it should have, for college, it should be 2-3 years. You go to college if you want to go. But when it comes to the G League, this could be my issue. All right, if you take a high school player He goes straight to the G League. All those players, they're not going to be like the same level of college players, because college players, they're in class, they're studying, they're having fun, they're trying
These
to learn.
guys are getting to play basketball all day.
Like, these guys are playing basketball all day, and they don't care that you're an 18-year-old kid trying to learn. You're their competition.
Right.
I'm trying to get paid. The G League, they don't get the same amount of money that regular NBA players get. So I ain't trying to be Mr. Nice. Nah, look, it's a dog-eat-dog world. And so I think those same young men, when they get into it, kind of like a UFC fighter, kind of like a mixed martial artist, you guys have to have that they have to have that killer mindset.
Right.
They cannot just go in there, they can't do that. They can't come in, how you doing? No, they have to come in with that killer mindset. And some people feel like a lot of ball athletes don't have that killer mindset. So, like, if you were to talk to an athlete about having that killer mindset, as someone who's, kicking people, punching people, how do you get that killer mindset?
I honestly don't think you can just snap into that. I think that's ingrained in you at a certain point. I think you learn that. Like, for LaMelo, you would think it would be hard for him because he's the youngest brother. Their family's got money now. Like, you would think he'd be the softest one out of all of them. But he's not, though.
I think it's actually the opposite. I think he's actually maybe the toughest.
I think he is.
I think he's the toughest because of everything that he had to go through. I mean, from the media coverage to people questioning, because here's the thing about, the weird thing about the media that I found interesting. It's like they were plotting against him in a way. They were saying, LaMelo, his character's questionable, he shoots from half court and all that. He was 14 years old when he was shooting half court.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was 18, 19 years old.
And they were also blowing out teams by like 50 points.
Blowing them out. Like, what are you talking about?
He also scored 100 points in a high school game.
92.
92. Close.
92. Close.
Might as well have been 100.
Might as well have been 100.
He was cherry picking the whole time.
The whole
but whatever.
time.
Doesn't matter.
So a lot of people question that, but I feel like with the media exposure, with his father, which was interesting because his father was like, man, my son Lonzo, he's already better than Steph Curry. He's already better. He's better than Michael. He's trying to be better than Michael Jordan. I could beat Michael Jordan one-on-one. And so already you had all this, and then with his middle brother, his older brother, Leandro, stealing the ball, his father taking him out of high school. Like, a lot of kids would have folded under the pressure. Plus, when you look at his Lithuania experience,
It wasn't that great.
it was terrible.
They were sitting on the bench for most of the time in Lithuania.
He started one game, and he averaged 6 points per game and had like 2-3 assists. That could have destroyed a kid's psyche, but it didn't. And that's one of the reasons why I feel like LaMelo, he's going to be the best ball brother, and I actually think it might have hurt Lonzo with all the media attention. You know what I mean? So as an athlete, do you believe, whether it be in the fight game or just sports in general, what do you think about exposure when it comes to these athletes at such a young age? Is it good or bad?
I would say for certain individuals it's good, and for certain it's not very good. Like, how many people have you seen, like, for example, like a kid that's like 16 years old being touted as one of the greatest basketball players to come up, and then they come up and they don't amount to anything.
Exactly.
I mean, it could go either way. Some kids could thrive off that, and other kids could not thrive on that.
Agreed. I think there was one kid, my aunt, she had a school, and there was an 8th grader, 7th grade and 8th grader, and he was touted ESPN's number ranked. He was number one player in the country in the 7th and 8th grade.
Well, why are they even ranking 7th and 8th grade kids in the first place?
They're ranking them like 7th, 8th in the whole world. ESPNU 100 top 7th ranked. So this kid, he's probably feeling himself. He's like, man, ESPN's talking about me. Next thing you know, I ain't heard nothing from him since. It's been at least 7, 8 years, and you ain't hear nothing about it. And I feel like there's got to be a time period where, you have to live life as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, what are your thoughts on, like, when it comes to, like, kids being kids, and also, like, parents pushing their kids, like their own dreams on their kids. Because like there was one athlete that I interviewed. His name was James Dickey from UNCG. He talked about how he didn't love basketball at first, that he had to fall in love with it. You know what I mean? He was super tall. Like there was another girl that I worked with. She also was a high school basketball player. Everywhere she was tall, 6 foot tall all her life. They said, "Oh, you gotta play basketball." She wasn't really in love with it. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts on like people pushing their kids to live out their own dreams, the good and the bad?
Well, I really think it's funny that you asked me that question because I was off from work yesterday, or well today, and I watched that Tiger Woods documentary on HBO.
Yeah.
That 2-part series. Dude, it was crazy because what you just said there is living out their dreams. Tiger Woods' dad wanted him to be a professional golfer since he was 10 months old.
Wow.
He's been golfing since he was 10 months old.
That's crazy.
A child, dude.
Yeah.
And like Tiger would want to do other sports, and his dad and mom wouldn't let him do other sports. He had to strictly do golf.
I did not know that.
I think you need, like, for example, a child needs to fall in love with whatever they're doing. They need to, like, when they're that young, even in 7th and 8th grade, like when you brought up the rankings for 7th and 8th graders, that's just crazy to me because that's like a time in their life where they're supposed to be having fun, enjoying the game, playing with each other, like hanging out with their friends. Like that should be a fun time. You should be enjoying whatever you're doing. And I also think as parents, people need to allow their children to explore other avenues of sports or regardless of whatever they're doing. If your kid's really good at football, go let them wrestle.
Oh, go let them wrestle. Interesting.
Yeah, that's what a lot of football players would do in high school. They'd go
You
wrestle.
see that. Wow, that's interesting. I like that perspective. I do think that people, they shouldn't push their dreams. I understand from a competitive standpoint the reason why they do that, because other parents are doing it. And so when you push it, so if you do want your kid to be good at, let's say, basketball, you got kids who are like 5 or 6 years old and their parents are training them every day. So if you're a kid living life, and you're just falling in love with basketball at 14 years old, 13, 14 years old, and you're somewhat good, but you might not be next level, but you had a kid who's been training since they were 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old, there's a disadvantage. So I do think that there are some parents who feel like they have to push their child. But maybe what should happen is, like you said, that mentality of an athlete, a 14-year-old has to look at it and say, I'm behind, so I got to push myself faster.
I also think there are some advantages, even if your parents are pushing you in a certain way towards a sport. Like how you just said, your parents are with you every day training, that one thing. How about the bond that you're getting with your parent, though, whenever you're doing it, though? If you ever look at it that way.
That's a good point.
Like you're out there with your pops every day playing basketball. I mean, those are memories you're going to have for the rest of your life.
For the rest
even if you don't end up aspiring to that,
right.
Hopefully your parents still support you in whatever avenue you go, but you'll always have those memories of being on the basketball court, training with them, or doing whatever you do.
Absolutely. How was your parents and your family's support for you in your wrestling career and now in your kickboxing career?
My wrestling career, they were pretty supportive of it, because anything I do, my parents will support, like, regardless of what I'm doing. Like right now, I'm about to be leaving my job pretty soon. I'm starting my career March 1st. That's what I'm doing.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm going into the police academy.
Wow,
So
that's
I'm
what's up.
becoming a police officer. So obviously my mom's really nervous about it, but she supports it because she's like, oh, well, this is what you really want to do. So my parents have been supportive of everything. They might not necessarily agree with it or like it, but they always will push their energy and support what I'm doing. Like with the fighting thing. My mom has not been to one of my fights.
Oh, wow.
My stepfather finally came out to my last one I had last year. He showed out for it and fell in love with it. Like my stepdad does not like fighting at all. Like
Really?
like he'll watch it,
Yeah.
but like I've slowly got him into it. Like me and him, our favorite fighter is Cody Garbrandt. I'll be like, yo, Cody's gonna fight. He's like, yo, go watch it. Like,
That's amazing.
you know, so.
Did he not like fighting because he felt like it was like really gruesome or anything? Or?
No, just didn't appeal to him. Like watching, like he loves football and basketball, stuff like that. Like he's not like a more traditional sportsman.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
You know.
My My father's the same way.
Yeah.
My father is like, when he first saw mixed martial arts, he's like, man, that's like, they're going at it. It's crazy, you know what I mean? He wasn't into it at first, but he's kind of into it. He still he doesn't totally understand it, just from a health standpoint, and also
Right.
like, you know.
Why these dudes are doing this.
Yeah, like why these dudes are doing it. So like, for you, like, if somebody who was a casual, somebody who didn't know about the sport, they say, why are you doing this? Like, why are you fighting when you could be playing basketball or baseball where it's not as physical as the fight game?
I would say at the end of the day, because everybody has their own goals and ambitions in life, and whatever path you set forward on, and something that you thoroughly enjoy doing, for example, like fighting, I don't look at it like, oh, yo, I just want to go beat somebody up, like, go release anger. If I want to do that, I just go hit a head and bang. That's what I really want to do. But it's a lot more to it. I look at it like an art, like you're painting.
An artist.
Yeah.
I respect
You're
that.
you're painting a piece of artwork. You're painting somebody up, essentially.
I love it. So how has the fight game changed you as a person, whether it be wrestling and now kickboxing and mixed martial arts?
I would say it definitely has made me a lot more calmer in my life, to be honest with you. Because just because I do compete, you know, I go train, I'll spar, I fight and all that stuff, it's definitely made me a lot more of a calmer human being. Like, I'm not a very confrontational person. I don't look for that stuff in my everyday life because I get to release that side of me while I'm in the gym or fighting.
Right.
I don't need any more of that, you know.
That's amazing.
So I just feel like it's made me a nicer and more humble person, to be honest, because it's definitely like I mean, everybody, you have to have a certain level of confidence.
Right.
Like, for me, I show that after the fight or when I get on the mic, like, I'm going to talk my shit when I get on the mic. But, like, for me, it's also a big ego checker. Like, you have to check your ego at the door when you walk into any gym. You have to be willing to learn from somebody. You have to be able to sit there and analyze something when you're getting shown something. It's a very humbling experience whenever you're at the gym, too.
Why do you feel the need that you need to ego check? Why is it important for a fighter to ego check himself?
It's because it brings you down to a level of being able to fully understand and grasp whatever is being taught to you, in my eyes. Like, because if you're sitting there thinking, oh, I already know it, my shit doesn't stink, I already know what I'm going to go out here and do, you're not allowing yourself to grow and learn from somebody. So why are they going to spend this time with you if you're not trying to learn from them and apply that to your game?
Yeah, you know what's funny? I find it interesting because, like, I like what you were saying because it was like really from like a teachable standpoint, and I think that's very important in the fight game. But also, I think it helps you when it comes to fighting opponents because sometimes people they might think, oh, well, I'm totally better than this dude. He can't check me. I'll just finish him. But if you ego check yourself and say, no, I respect every opponent, you already have an edge over somebody who thinks, oh, I can beat this guy. Because that guy, if he does get hit, he might have an issue mentally with coming back in the fight.
Right. And like another thing on it too is like you definitely need days where you get your absolute ass beat in the gym. You need those. Because it brings you back down to earth, man. You need those. You might have 2 good weeks of sparring or doing whatever you're doing, but you might have one day where you just get lit up. Nothing goes right at all. And those are honestly my favorite days. I like those more than everything going right, to be honest with you. Because that's when I take stuff away because I'm taking I don't take notes per se.
Okay.
I take pictures of things. Like I have a photographic memory of things. So if I see something, I'll remember it.
Interesting. Okay. What is success to Gage Kirkland? Inside the ring and outside?
Success for me would be, I feel like I'm at a stage in my life right now. I'm 21 years old. I've got a lot of life to live, man.
Very young.
You know, but for me, it would honestly be working on going pro for MMA and also excelling in my career that I'm going into. And always being with my family, too. Keeping a good family relationship, too.
Absolutely. So, I know GSP is your favorite. He's the #1 mixed martial arts fighter. Who's the greatest basketball player of all time and the greatest football player of all time.
Greatest basketball player of all time? I'm, of course, going to say Michael
Say
Jordan.
it on, say Michael
We're
Jordan,
gonna
you're a
say
Bulls fan.
Yeah, I'm
All
going to
right.
say Jordan. Football, we're going to have to say Brady since he blessed my city with a championship.
Brady. See, here's my thing, right? I think Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, but he's the greatest football player of all time.
Oh, no. Like, if we're talking athleticism and skill,
Yeah.
I'm going to go LT. LT or Dion Sanders.
You know, and so that's the thing about it. So it's like, I think what separates Tom Brady between other quarterbacks is his mindset, his willingness to win,
How about his leadership?
and the way that he takes care of his body. I think the way that he takes care of his body has been something that no other quarterback has done. The fact that he's 43 years old and won a Super Bowl, that's never happened
Oh,
before.
I know. That's why when you say best football player, of course I'm going to say, like, greatest of all time, I'm going to say Brady. Now, if you ask me the best football player now, I'm going to say, like, an LT or Dion Sanders.
Respect to that.
But LT didn't take care of his body, neither did Dion.
Yeah, I mean, not.
LT was smoking crack. Bro, I mean, for real, you ever seen Waterboy? Don't smoke crack, like, for real.
Yeah, don't smoke crack. I'm saying.
Bro.
Yeah, I mean, Dion, I feel like Dion took care of his body better than LT did. I just think, Dion just got old. I mean, he was in a.
Well, not even that. Dion's mental, too. Did you ever see, if you ever get time, you should definitely watch a Dion Sanders documentary. Because it was crazy. You know, like, he tried to commit suicide, right? Dion did. Tried to drive his car off a cliff.
Wow.
Dion Sanders, bro.
Dion Sanders.
Dion Sanders,
That's crazy. I did not know that. So, I mean, that's.
Did you ever notice a period where, like, Dion was, like, you know, the
Well, that was a
Don
little
Juan
before my
Julio,
time.
like, not talking shit, and then he
Yeah.
instantly went to, like, God, and, like, you know.
That's true. He did go to
That's
God.
that's why, because he found faith
God.
after he tried to commit suicide.
I do know that he found God because he was going through different things. I didn't know he tried
Yeah.
to commit suicide.
Mhm.
That's crazy. But I think a lot of people they find God in those situations
Yeah.
because it's like you got all the money in the world, you got all
The women.
in the world, you got the championships, and it's like, what's next?
Right.
What's life? What's life like? I remember some people they won a Super Bowl, and it's like that's it. That's it. It's like everything that I've been fighting for, everything that I believed this was gonna be, it wasn't. It was something deeper than just winning a championship. It was something deeper than having the money or winning. So I think it's very interesting when it comes. So like for you as a fighter, do you feel like something about fighting is it's even deeper than winning the championships or even making the money? It's got to be something deeper than that.
Yeah, I would say that, but I mean, those two things wouldn't sound too
Big.
bad. I mean,
Yeah,
those are nice. Those are nice things to have.
absolutely.
But does that necessarily make you a happier person in the end? No. You have to do what makes you happy. If to you being happy is defending your belt and getting a belt,
That's what makes
you
you
need
happy.
to do. If what makes you happier is getting more money and accumulating your wealth, so be it. You have to set goals for yourself, and you have to stay goal oriented throughout your whole life. You always have to be reaching for something new. You can't get stagnant. That's when you get in a place like, for example, like what you were saying about, like they get to that all time high, like
Yes.
the high feeling of winning the championship. That could be the most detrimental to an athlete. If you really think about it, is winning something, because they're like, oh, well, I've already done this. What else do I need to do? I don't need to
Exactly.
improve anything.
Exactly. I think that's actually perfect when it comes to the money situation too, because like people, their goal might be, oh man, I make a certain amount of money, and then they're not the same player after
Right.
they make that certain amount of money. I know a lot of people felt that way about Conor McGregor, but Conor McGregor still beat who did he beat after he
Donald Cerrone.
Donald Cerrone, and obviously he lost his last matchup, but Conor McGregor is one of the best of all time. And even before he made the $100 million, he was making millions of
When he was
dollars.
the king of the featherweights, slaughtering all of them.
You know what I mean?
He was taking souls, dude.
When you fight in mixed martial arts, in my opinion, it's deeper than the money, because mixed martial arts, they don't get paid on the same level that a basketball player or a football player would at the biggest.
Or how about
biggest
this? Not even that. How about when you're at the top of the game in MMA, every time you come back, you're not gonna get a cakewalk fight. You're not gonna get like a fight to knock off your ring rust. For example, Bro, they fed Connor Dustin Poirier off a Dan Hooker 5-round war. Just think of that.
It's crazy.
That was the best he could find, was Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you got Justin Gaethje's behind him.
Ooh.
You have Tony Ferguson's behind him. You have Charles Oliveira's behind him. If they really wanted to give him a tune-up fight,
Yeah.
they should have did the trilogy with Nate Diaz.
Absolutely.
That's what they should have did.
You know what's funny? One of my favorite fights in UFC history in recent history was the Justin Gaethje versus
Ferguson.
Tony Ferguson. I mean, when you talk about Ferguson, for me, of course, Justin Gage, he totally won the fight, dominated.
Right.
But the way that Ferguson did, I mean, the way that he survived, the way that he kept going, even though he was getting destroyed.
He wanted to keep going even though it got stopped.
He wanted to keep going. So, like, as someone who's a fighter, someone watching that, what is your take on that fight as a fighter who's literally going out on his shield? And do you think that's good or bad?
I don't necessarily think it's good. I think if you have trustworthy people in your corner, you are entrusting them with a certain amount of trust, that those are your coaches, those are the most intimate people in your training camp. If they are going out there seeing you getting stomped and just destroyed, that needs to be a decision where they just throw in the towel for you. Because if you really think about it, Ferguson, that fight should have really been stopped after the fourth. He shouldn't even went out there for the fifth.
Yeah, I feel like stuff like that, it kind of like, I understand athletes want to go out on their shield, but fights like that takes away your longevity of the sport to fight even longer. Which is why I definitely love the trainer of Deontay Wilder, or the former trainer of Deontay Wilder, when he threw in that towel. Okay.
I like how you said former too.
The former,
he got let go. So
he got let go, and Deontay Wilder, he totally tried to destroy
his credibility.
His credibility, like totally, like he said that the water was spiked. He said that the gloves were.
Well, is it bad that I really want Wilder to get humbled again by Fury? Like, bro, just think about this. This man tried to blame his walkout attire for destroying his legs for the fight.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about that? How absolutely absurd that is.
Well, you know what's crazy, and I like Deontay Wilder, but it's kind of crazy that you can have that thing where you said it was 40 pounds, but you literally see a video of him training with a 40-pound vest on. So it's like, how can you? There's literally a video.
Those like plate.
Yeah,
those plate vests,
he's wearing like a 40-pound vest, boxing and training in the gym, and then he's talking about how a 40-pound attire made him
lose a fight.
Like
said his legs were gone.
I mean, it's just, look, he should not take that fight. Because Tyson, if you look, Deontay Wilder is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time when you look at his knockout percentage. He's like 97.5, one of the best knockout artists in boxing history. He ain't better than Tyson Fury. That's it. I mean,
there's a lot, like, obviously there was only 4 guys at the top of the heavyweight rankings. Like, I mean, you have what was the old boy's name that beat Anthony Joshua?
Andy Ruiz.
Okay, yeah, that's why nobody even remembers who that dude is.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, it was Klitschko, Joshua, Fury, and Wilder. Those were the top 4.
Yeah,
okay, that's the way I looked at it.
gone.
Klitschko's gone,
Yeah,
so now it's those 3. Everybody else was trash cans.
Well,
Let's be real.
Well, okay. Well, here's why I screwed you. So Joseph Parker was good. Joseph Parker's good. He's a good boxer. Andy Ruiz is a good boxer. The problem with Andy Ruiz was,
I think that fight was rigged, bro.
Okay, I don't think it was
Let's just
rigged.
be real. I really do think.
I don't think it was rigged. I think not Anthony Joshua. I think Andy Ruiz, he won that fight. But the second time, kind of like Sugar Ray Robinson. No, not Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Leonard and I can't believe I'm forgetting the brother's name.
If you really think about it, though, think of how they knew there was more money to sell that fight a second time.
I can't take, because look, that was history. He was the first Mexican American heavyweight. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta. So for me, I look at that and I say that's history. I respect that. Look, he lost, but that's the problem with boxing. He just lost one time. He lost one time.
Well, I'm saying, who has he fought since though?
He's just fought Joshua. He fought Joshua.
So he's
trying to train for the next fight.
Okay.
He's trying to train for the next fight. But already people see the problem was when he fought Joshua the second time, he got humbled. He got humiliated. But he also came in out of shape. He came in out of shape, like 20,
Yeah, I
30
heard he
pounds.
wasn't even like training like that.
Not
for
really.
the second fight.
He was out buying jewelry and
Rolls
and
Royces.
buying Rolls. So he was partying. He was living it up.
Eating
It
Snickers.
was kind of like, I can't believe I'm forgetting. He was a great Spanish fighter. He beat Sugar Ray Leonard the first time, and he's known for the no mas. I cannot believe.
Oh, he was in that movie with old boy.
Yes, I cannot believe I forgot the brother's name. I should know. So please, my apologies, but he's one of the greatest boxers of all time. I had to look on my phone.
He's from South America.
I
The dude.
gotta look
Please look it
at
up.
his name.
That will bother me.
Yeah, it
because
will.
I've seen that movie. Was it Al Pacino in it?
Dang. Oh, you're talking about the movie with the singer.
No, I'm talking about the boxing movie. He's the coach.
It
The
was
trainer.
Roberto Duran.
Yeah, what's the movie that it was?
So Roberto Duran did they did a movie where it was a singer who portrayed Sugar Ray Leonard. I think but there was a movie. Let me look at the movie.
I think it was Pacino.
Hands of Stone.
Yes, there it is.
Hands of Stone and
Is it De Niro?
Robert De Niro
Yeah,
was
De
Ray
Niro.
Arcel. Usher was Sugar Ray Leonard. That's
Yes,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
The singer, Usher. So yeah, Roberto Duran. The thing about Roberto Duran was somebody who was, like you said, you like aggressive fighters. Roberto Duran was one of the heavy hitters in the 80s. I mean, he was aggressive. He was great. If you watch some of his fights, he was the man. But after his first victory against Sugar Ray Leonard, and Sugar Ray Leonard, for people who don't know, and you should know, Sugar Ray Leonard was the golden child. Won Olympics. He had the smile, the pretty face. Everybody loved Sugar Ray Leonard.
He had the sweet feet too.
The sweet feet, you know what I'm saying? So like, he was that guy. Roberto Duran beat him the first time. The second time, he was cheating on his old lady.
He was balling out back home.
He was going crazy.
Yeah, because I watched that movie did a really good job of portraying everything that it sort
I
of
didn't see the
down.
movie. What happened?
Hand of Stone. So he's over there like balling out, just like going crazy. He was gaining weight too. He was getting really heavy.
Absolutely.
And that's why when you said the no mas thing, that's why I knew,
Yes.
because he just gave up
He gave
midway
up
through the fight.
midway through the fight because Sugar Ray was putting it on him.
Yeah.
You know what
He was
I mean?
getting embarrassed.
So he was getting embarrassed. So I think that's what happened to Andy Ruiz the second fight.
But he came back and had a good career. He moved
Oh, no.
up in weight.
Roberto Duran is
Duran
one of the
did.
best of all
yeah.
time. Like Andy Ruiz, he's like 33-2, which is good. You know what I'm saying? When you really look at boxing, 33-2 is good. You know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is that it's the Floyd Mayweather effect. If you could have 48, unless you're a Manny Pacquiao, you can be 39, but 39 you can have 39 victories and have 8 losses, and people think you're washed.
So why don't they just do like a heavyweight tournament then? Why don't they have Joshua and Fury go at it, and then Wilder and Ruiz go at it?
Because like what you said, which is why people love the UFC. The problem is that you have different promotions, and they're trying to make the most. They're trying to
Well, they're not going to do a Joshua and Fury fight until COVID's done, because they'll
Right.
they'll sell out Wembley
They'll
as
sell.
an arena in a heartbeat.
Yeah, well, I think, yeah,
They'll fight at Wembley. That's
yeah.
both from UK.
Yeah, they're gonna have to fight in the UK. I do know that Tyson Fury, he wants to have an influence in in American culture, because unfortunately, boxing doesn't have the same influence that it used to in America. Okay, and Deontay really wanted to be that influence, which is, I think, one of the reasons why he's saying all these things, where he was talking about, man, like they spiked the water, or
I feel like he wanted to be the next Tyson.
he wanted to be recognized as the great American heavyweight, because there hadn't been an American heavyweight champion in 10 years before Deontay Wilder, and because of that, you saw the European influence, but you didn't have the same American influence, and
Right.
you saw boxing totally was like just Floyd Mayweather, and traditionally lighter weights have never been the mainstay of boxing, or the mainstay of the fight game.
It's always been heavyweight.
It's always been the heavyweight. And so because there wasn't a great heavyweight American boxer, you just did not see that same level.
Right.
Deontay Wilder wanted to be that, and he could have been that if he had beaten Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. They would have been like, oh my gosh, Deontay Wilder. But I feel like with everything that happened, with the fact that he tried to sell himself, that he really believed in himself, you know, when he took that hit, it just, everything died.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he had to, like, put out these things because it was like, yo, like, I really put myself out there and I failed. And that's tough for anybody. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, to be honest with you, I thought he lost the first fight too.
oh, no, he did. Oh, 100%.
And they drew it because they wanted to get a second.
They wanted to get a second fight.
wanted
No,
to get- They did the same thing with Triple G and Canelo.
Oh, Triple G won the first fight.
Won the first fight.
The first fight, hands down.
That's what I was saying. And then
Yeah,
then the
hands
second fight comes around and
Canelo wins. Yeah.
I want to see that for a third time.
I kind of do, but the way that they sold it, I feel like, okay, they sold it bombs away. Okay, and that was my issue because I knew that both Canelo Alvarez
They don't.
and Triple
Both
G.
of them don't get the technical boxer thing put next to their name at all. Both of them are very technical when they're boxing.
Exactly, both of them are very technical, but it's just like, well, Canelo used to not always be technical. Canelo used to be like just bombs
So
away.
Floyd humbled him.
Exactly. Till Floyd humbled him, then you see more of a technical style boxer. But the way that they sold it the first time was bombs away. And then when it wasn't bombs away, I think it actually hurt boxing. If they had went back and forth, honestly, this
You
is my
saying like
opinion.
an Arturo Gatti, Mickey Moore kind of
Yes.
thing.
If they went head to head like that, not only would boxing be at a greater level, and especially if Canelo Alvarez hadn't been caught for taking steroids with the meat or whatever, he would have been the greatest boxer since, shoot, Mike Tyson. I really believe that. I believe Canelo Alvarez, if he was on track to being the next Floyd Mayweather when it comes to influence. And if
I'd say he does have that influence.
He
right?
has
Look
that
at his
influence.
DAZN money he got.
True.
Like they paid him all that money
Like
for
300
DAZN.
plus.
I think it was like 300 million
Yeah, 300 million.
just for DAZN for like 8 fights.
Yes, which he tried to get out of, actually.
I would too if I was him.
Yeah, he tried to get out because he had an issue with Golden Boy. You know what I mean? And I don't want to get into that really, but he had an issue with Golden Boy, and so he cut ties with Golden Boy. He's now his free agent, kind of like Floyd Mayweather, which I think is
Yeah,
interesting.
so he's by himself. Like
He's a free agent.
I didn't even know that it wasn't
Yeah.
Golden Boy anymore.
Yeah, he had an issue with
Oscar De La Hoya.
Oscar De La Hoya.
I can see why. It's
And
crazy.
then Oscar De La Hoya, he's an interesting character. You know what I mean? Like,
I just can't believe you really wouldn't want to see that fight ran back for a third time.
I mean-
and here's why: Triple G switched coaches. He's got a more defensive style boxing right now.
right.
Like, he learned his offensive side from Abel, and now he's switched camps, and now he's learning defensive.
Right.
So I want to see that fight get ran back. Just they have to run it back.
See, here's my reasoning for why I don't want to see it again. Because one, I feel like Canelo takes that fight easier now, easily now. And now let me tell you why. Not because Triple G isn't a great fighter, but because Canelo Alvarez is still in his prime, and Triple G's not in his prime. Triple G in his prime to
He's
prime,
still
I
slumping
do
people.
believe he beats Canelo Alvarez.
He's still slumping people though.
I do believe he's still slumping people, but I just feel like Canelo is in his prime and Triple G is past his prime. And I don't want to see a fight where you see a past prime. That's like putting Floyd Mayweather against Canelo right now. You know Canelo's beating Floyd. You just know it. But you know, prime to prime, Floyd is.
I don't know. I would still maybe give Floyd.
Nah, I can't.
Even though Canelo is like 2 times bigger than him right now.
Yeah.
Because what's Canelo fighting at now?
He fights at 168.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
And he fought at 175. And think about it, this brother.
That was his most recent fight, right? Against the English dude?
No. So what happened was he went to 175 to fight Sergey Kovalev.
Okay.
And he beat Sergey Kovalev. Then he went back.
To fight Callum Smith.
Yes.
Okay.
And at 168. So we're talking about a guy who fought at, I believe, 140, which is junior welterweight, all the way to
That was in
light
his
heavyweight.
20s though when
That
he was
was
fighting.
he started fighting at 15 professional.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I think he had like what 30 fights, in his and then by the time that he fought Floyd, they almost had the same amount of fights. So it's just like Canelo's the beat, Canelo's the bomb, man. So I mean, for me, last question actually, greatest boxer of all time. I love your take on sports, so I gotta know you the best boxer of all time.
Can I just go with my favorite?
Favorite, go favorite.
Arturo Gatti, bro. I'm going with
Arturo
Bunny.
Gatti.
Bro, there was a span for like a month where every night before I would go to bed, I put on Gotti versus Ward.
Wow.
1, 2, and 3.
They fought, 3 times. Wow. I'm not gonna lie.
First one is crazy.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
a war. Mickey Ward wins that fight.
Yeah.
The next two were just Arturo Gotti on the next level, man.
Yeah, they made a movie about Mickey, didn't they?
Yeah, the fighter.
Yeah, they made a movie about Mickey. I just think, I'm not gonna lie to you, the biggest fight that I know about Arturo Gotti is not actually the Mickey versus Ward. It's actually Floyd Mayweather versus Arturo Gotti. I love that fight.
I refuse to watch that fight.
If y'all watch that fight, you just see the essence of Floyd Mayweather.
That's why I don't want to watch it, because I know the essence of Arturo Gotti is just to go in there and destroy you, take your head off,
yeah.
and you already know Floyd's all defensive, so that's
All
why I will
defensive.
refuse to watch that.
You
fight.
never watched it?
I will not watch it.
Oh man,
I don't like watching a Floyd fight. I really don't.
I mean,
It's beautiful to some people who love defense and appreciate that style of boxing.
Right.
And you absolutely have to give him his credit on that.
Right.
You know, you don't have a career like him and be able to fight continuously how he has for all those years without what damage has he taken?
He hasn't taken
Any.
he hasn't taken hardly any damage. But you know what? I would say this for Floyd. Floyd Mayweather had a time period where he was pretty boy Floyd Mayweather, and then Money Mayweather. So both of them were defensive fighters.
Money Mayweather was Pacquiao Mayweather.
Right.
That's
You know what I'm saying? Well, Money Mayweather I think started around. Money Mayweather started around De La Hoya's time, which is about 2007.
Is that when his dad was coaching De La Hoya too?
Yes,
Yeah.
That's when his dad was coaching. Yeah. But pretty boy Floyd Mayweather, he had that hand speed. Okay, he had that quickness, and he had a little bit of a knockout. He had a little bit of a knockout rating ratio when he was in his early pretty boy stage.
He also has to get some credit to him too, though, because another reason why you can't really say, oh well, why is Floyd not really punch people as hard or get knockouts? Think of how many hand surgeries the man has had. He has messed up his hands really bad.
Absolutely.
So you got to incorporate some defense when how many of those happen during fights?
A lot, probably. You know what I mean? You gotta one, respect to all fighters. One, you have to
Right.
respect all fighters, because every time a fighter goes into the ring, they're putting their life on the line for their family, for their friends, for money. But you have to respect. You know what I'm saying? We as fans, we as journalists, reporters, whatever, we all have to respect what y'all do, because y'all put y'all's hearts, souls, and body on the line. But I just think Floyd is on another level. But I do think that the whole undefeated thing also hurt boxing, because no one else was on Floyd Mayweather's level after Mike Tyson. Next was Manny Pacquiao. Now Manny Pacquiao was great, but that fight started too late.
Yeah, and I also you ever seen that interview with Floyd where he's on ESPN and the guy asked him, what about Pacquiao?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, Pacquiao's doing all the things that virtually the same things, just doing it quicker than Floyd. And Floyd's simply saying to him, do you ever realize that he's fighting all the dudes that I've already beat? And
True.
he's doing it faster because these guys are not the same after I've already beat them.
True.
So I never looked at Pacquiao on that plane
Really?
with Floyd, no. Because that's the way that I always looked at it. Pacquiao's doing the same things that Mayweather's already done.
True.
And then they're going to come up with a reason why it wasn't amazing that Floyd already beat him. Floyd, for example, would keep saying, oh, they're going to say I'm bigger than him.
Right.
There will always be an excuse
I feel
if
that.
I beat him.
Okay, so for one, I'll just say this: Floyd Mayweather is a great fighter. To me, he's the best ever when it comes to. I consider he's my favorite boxer.
Marketing,
Yeah, marketing, fighting. He's my favorite boxer. But Manny Pacquiao came from the slums, man. He came from that, and he won the hearts and souls of the Philippines and everyone. And the fact of the matter is that he's 40 plus years old. He just beat Keith Thurman, who was a WBC and WBA champion in welterweight division. This man was knocking out everybody. He was punching people. He had incredible speed, incredible power. He was the man. Okay, and so for me, I do think that Floyd is next level, but Manny Pacquiao, career-wise, is right next to him. I mean, the fact of the matter is that he's won I think he's won in 8 different weight classes, which has never been done in boxing history. The brother was fighting at 120, He went all the way to 115, 120 to 154, 155, or 160. So he's one of the best of all time. So I would just say respect to the GOAT. But that's all the time we have. Where can they reach you on social media and everything?
On well, I mostly just use Instagram, but it's IF_135.
135, 130. And when can people see you next? When's your next fight?
Actually, it's Saturday.
This Saturday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can't wait to see you there,
Oh,
brother.
yeah, brother. Thank you, man.
You're listening to the Sports Cycle on 105.1 Live. Peace, y'all. Hey, appreciate you, man. We covered everything almost, bro.
I can talk all day.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah, man. And I'm glad
Your
you
foot asleep, too.
Yeah, I'm asleep.